Context. Myself and another Twitch streamer by the name of Kitspy join forces to hunt monsters, have fun, and talk about random topics. Some serious, some hilarious, and some with a combination of the two. The following conversation took place over on my stream at twitch.tv/EarthbunderCharlie. And don't forget to spread the love by following Kitspy on her platforms on Twitch and YouTube at It's Kitspy. No, you're not listening to this at 1.5 speed. Or are you?
So, okay, how about you? What is your goals on streaming? Because you just started. What would you like to achieve in this world of content creation?
Mostly, yeah, not too far from yours. I would say focusing on just building a community of like-minded people that enjoy games as a platform, for fun, but also are not afraid and are fine with talking about any and every topic that may be difficult or maybe discomforting sometimes. Honestly, the best way to describe it is, again, going back to I want to create a stream very close to the streams that I used to watch when I would watch a lot of streams. I still do watch a lot of streams now, but like things like the kind of streams that Destiny used to have, like minus like some of the crazy debate stuff and the aggression and the flame slinging and the slurs and all that stuff. Maybe not in that way, but yeah, just being able to play a game or games that people enjoy, but also be able to dip in and out of just real life topics. That's basically the goal. And then if that can be monetized, or if I can grow that to a place where, yeah, I can make a career out of it, then I would be quite happy. Especially because I think it's doing two things at the same time. One, I think it's important to, like what we've talked about before, like it's important to be able to discuss things, fairly and nicely and not shit on each other and get angry with each other. I think that's important. And I also think it's important to have gaming communities and people to just enjoy and do things together that they like, right? And I think merging these two worlds together does a lot of good for, maybe not the world, but at least the people that you can affect. So if that could be monetized, then that would be triple awesome.
I agree. I think it's kind of I think you get to a point where it's kind of like, I think it happens with a lot of streamers is, controversy sells so much, right? Yeah. Then I think wholesome. And I think even people like Destiny and Asmon, I mean, I wouldn't say that Asmon and all of them are always wholesome, but yeah. I think they're a lot more into shit talking and drama than they used to be because it gives them the views.
Yeah.
And I think I have the opportunity to do that if I wanted to, but I really just don't want to grow my audience that way.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that hard decision of being
Appreciate
like, okay,
that.
well, I could grow if I do this thing, and I could probably grow pretty fast, but at the same time, I just don't feel right about talking because I don't enjoy talking about the downfall of others, especially if I don't know them. Even if I did know them personally, but especially if I don't know them personally, like I wasn't there. A lot of things are hearsay. So
yeah,
I don't know.
But I think I will say that I think there is a way to engage in for lack of a better term, let's just say toxicity, right? I think that there is a way to engage in that world while being true to yourself and not being problematic or toxic in a way that you now feel is harmful, right? Like, for example, let's say you want to do a react video to some internet drama. Unless the topic of internet drama between two internet celebrities is just not a topic you want to touch, then that's fine, right? But I think if you did cover that topic, which is, let's say it's quite inflammatory or it's a hot button issue, and then you had some choice words to say about the situation, I think everybody can engage in this stuff. And it could lean towards inflammatory a bit, but in a way that's like respectful and not over the top. And then the good thing there could be you're now able to tap into that world, because there are some people, they just like drama. They just like to watch what is this person's take on this drama, on the allegations, and sometimes being a more reasonable voice in that noise can be a good thing, especially when you look to your left, look to your right, you look up, look down, and everywhere you look it's just over the top, bombastic, fucking Tyler 1 microphone noise levels just blowing your eardrums out, right? But then it might be good for that person to look diagonally upright and be like, oh, here's this Kitspy person reporting on the same thing that I've watched 7 videos on. Let me see what their take is. And then their take is a bit more measured, or, it could be shitting on the person similar to how other people are shitting on them, but it's coming from a place of that's not as you know, vile, and you know what I mean. I think that I think everybody has their own way of interacting with these topics. It's just finding that
Yeah.
voice.
I do think there's a lot of people that do that very well, for sure. And I mean, I've heard you talk about it. Well, caught your stream a couple times, and I think when those things get brought up, I think you handle it very well. Which leads me to my next question: is do you cut up your stuff like certain, kind of like Asmongold does, where he's, you know, if there's a specific topic that goes on
Yeah.
for long, do you cut that up and put that on YouTube?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, not. I do it more with clips, but I do have definitely some conversations that I've taken, download the VOD and then cut it into like 20-30 minute video. The most recent one that I did was the Monster Hunter topic, which I put on Reddit and just has been, it's just been downvoted to the shadow realm, and it's one of those controversial topics where like the downvotes are super high, but the comments, there's quite a lot of comments, which means that there's a lot of back and forth. But it was so bad that like I had to turn off the notifications on my Reddit app just for the time being, because it was just going off way too much. So, but I mean, it's engagement either way, so it's not too bad. But yeah, I do post videos and shorts.
I just found your YouTube. This is his YouTube channel, guys. So if you guys get a chance, make sure to check that out.
Appreciation.
Yeah, no, I've learned for myself that Monster Hunter, like we said in the beginning, it gets really divided about like, you know, if you say anything that might not necessarily be positive about Monster Hunter, there are certain groups that just go on after you.
Yeah.
But I think, in my opinion, it's like if you really like something and love something, the more critical you should be, because you know, I think by being critical, you have the opportunity to change things for the better.
Right.
And so I think blindly loving something and ignoring their flaws could potentially be harmful too.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless you really don't think they have flaws, but let's be honest, it kind of does.
Yeah. Definitely. So, but yeah, I definitely been cutting up videos and stuff. My shorts, my routine for shorts is a lot more consistent and robust. So I just need to do that more with the actual long form videos. So, yeah.
I'm going to analyze your channel.
Yeah, there's not much there at the moment.
No, but it's a good thing though. You see, you're doing it correctly. Because a lot of people, when they start streaming, they just think of streaming on Twitch.
Yeah.
And then they don't do anything outside of that. But Twitch is, the people finding you on Twitch is so unlikely.
Yeah.
And so you have to call people in from somewhere else.
Yes. Yeah.
And so I'm really excited that you're doing this.
Yeah, it's definitely like it would be like you said, it would be a really bad mistake to not do that. Like you got even dual streamer, what you're doing with the dual streaming, because I was doing some Twitch, YouTube streams as well, but my current internet connection is not that great for me to do 1080p dual stream. Like I don't have enough up for it, so I stopped doing the dual streams, and just so I can have a slightly better quality Twitch stream. But I don't know if you know the Devin Nash guy. He does a lot of talks a lot about like advice on how to grow as a content creator and stuff, and he's a big advocate of, if you have the upload and the processing power to stream to multiple platforms, you know, even, you know, YouTube, Kick, Twitch, TikTok, the more you can do it, because the discovery, if you consistently do that, is out of this world, and relying only on Twitch is just a death sentence. Like, why would you, you know, especially with the shit discovery, right? Like, not a good strategy at all.
It's so interesting because like there are some streamers that 100% don't recommend that, because they're like, you want to build up a community in one area instead of dividing it. But I'm on the view of, maybe you don't have to be a part of like, you don't have to have like 5 different places you're streaming to, but at least having like YouTube, which is great for people finding you, and Twitch, which everybody knows, and use it as a good streaming platform. But yeah, like Instagram, putting your stuff on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. And I'm looking at your channel. You got some videos that hit the 1,000 views, dude.
Oh yeah, a few ones, not too many, but
that's pretty good. That's a good start, though.
Yeah. And I think for some of the streamer friends that you have that recommend to build a community in one place first, I think it's one of those advice that perhaps it was true at some point, maybe 5 years ago or something, right? But I think now there's so much noise and so much distractions, and we you kind of have to put yourself in the best scenario to be able to stand out more, because taking it slowly and taking your time to build it in one place and then moving on to the other, sometimes you just got to strike while the iron is hot. And I think that limiting to one platform is not striking while the iron is hot. You're kind of but I think once upon a time maybe that was the case, you know. But you know, another thing that's worth remembering as well is that a lot of most streamers reach their peak via a different method or a different way, you know. Some people went super hard with the collaboration. Some people just make really good ass content. Some people have a interesting skill. Like there's a guy called the Lead Attorney that I sometimes watch. He's a 20-year divorce attorney, and like even just that title, right? Like a 20-year divorce attorney making content about relationships and legal cases in regards to divorce and marriage and stuff. That experience, that knowledge base is going to be quite rare. Like there's not a lot of YouTubers who have his experience and knowledge, and so some people just pop off because truly there's not many people that have the information that they have. So everybody has their own kind of carve out their own path. And I think sometimes people make the mistake of trying to copy the path of a person that is just not the same path that you should take, because they're different human, different skill set, different experience, and all of that.
So what you seem to be a nerd who likes anime and stuff.
Yep.
And I say that out of respect because I love nerds.
Yep.
What got you into anime?
My older brothers. I'm very lucky that I've got 6 brothers or 7 brothers, and I'm the second youngest in my family. And so I was fortunate to grow up with brothers who grew up like into nerd stuff as well. And but yeah, I was fortunate enough to have older brothers who are into nerd stuff. So they used to collect like the anime VCR tapes, like the manga. I don't know if you remember the manga VCR tapes. And it had like every time you would put it in, it would play like a trailer. It would show you Akira, Guyver, 3x3 Eyes, Vampire Hunter D, Fist of North Star. Like I grew up luckily being able to watch those things before anime was big in the West, before the advent of before Dragon Ball Z was started to be shown on TV. So thankfully, because of that, the animes I specifically grew up watching were Evangelion, Ranma,
Ranma?
Lupin,
oh my god.
Lupin the
I
Third.
love Ranma.
I watched like Castle of Cagliostro so many times. Guyver, Fist of North Star, even stuff that I probably shouldn't have been watching at that age. Even Evangelion. Evangelion has a lot of crazy stuff that perhaps a child who is 7 years old shouldn't be watching.
Oh shit. Nice.
So,
Uno joined us. He's one of our
Ichiban,
veteran Han.
He's here. That's his character name. But yeah, that basically short answer is my brothers. Watching what my brothers watched is what got me into anime, and I'm very lucky to have got into it before it was like a huge phenomenon in the West, which probably led to me being interested in drawing and writing stories, learning animation, drawing comics and stuff. All of that probably stems from experiencing anime very early.
That's awesome.
Like I would watch Ranma. Like no one in my school knew what. I mean, I think there was like one other Asian kid that knew what Ranma was. Like I think a kid from Hong Kong. But like nobody knew what Ranma was. Like even if I explained it to them, oh, it's about this kid. When he touches water, he turns into a girl. When he touches hot water, he turns back into a boy. It's like what is that? They're busy watching like I don't know what was in like the Western cartoons, right? Like Simpsons. Well, Simpsons is actually OG Simpsons is peak anyway, so I can't hate on that. But yeah, I couldn't really bond with a lot of. It wasn't until Naruto and stuff came out where I was able to now start sharing what I knew about, and I used to bring Ranma. If Fighters can tell you if he's still in the chat, my brother gave me CDs of like. I had these CD-ROMs with like 10 episodes of Naruto, and it was labeled like Naruto episode 1 to 11. And I would go to school, be like, yo guys, like I'm gonna borrow this, like this anime's dope. This is before Naruto was on TV in the West or any of that.
That's so cool. That's awesome. I can't believe you knew what Ranma was.
Ranma's sick.
Dude, Ranma was probably one of my favorites growing up. Yeah. I just loved the concept of it.
Yeah, it's really. I watched some of Inuyasha too, but I watched way more of Ranma than Inuyasha. But Inuyasha was quite good as well. Inuyasha is the same creator that made Ranma.
Yeah. The art style is definitely. I never got into Inuyasha, but More so because I got out of anime pretty early.
Oh, right.
But
Yeah.
yeah, maybe I'll start getting back into it.
Right
Because there
now.
are some really good ones.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. I'm rewatching Evangelion right now because I haven't watched all of the remake movies, and I wanted to watch the movies, but I was told I was told that you kind of have to have the memory of the show in your head before you watch the movies, because the movies kind of play off of your knowledge of the TV series. And I haven't watched the entire Evangelion all the way through since I was very, very young.
I remember downloading episodes of Naruto. Dude, LimeWire. You're dating
Oh, God.
yourself, bro.
Yeah.
You're dating yourself.
Age exposed.
Age has been exposed in chat. Oh my god. What a
Yep.
good times, honestly.
That is a time in history indeed.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I'm very fortunate in that. Like sometimes, like had I not had older brothers, the chances of me knowing or being this into anime incredibly reduces.
I'm a year younger than you, so... Oh, were you born in 90? You know what? I think it's... Okay, I love my Gen Zs, okay? Don't get me wrong.
Hot take incoming. Volcanic take incoming.
But it's always exciting to talk to, like, millennials, because there's a lot of things that we grew up on that I think we share and in memory. And so it's cool to talk about, especially internationally, because it's so cool to hear the things that I was into at the time be something that other people were into in other parts of the world as well. Because like back then you didn't really have the internet to be like discussing this stuff.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, peak Naruto is peak indeed. I mean, you get your crowds on the internet that like to hate on it.
That was my bad.
Like they like to, like, oh, Naruto is so weird, annoying. Your Orange Ninja, it's not even cool. I find that those people probably didn't watch it back when it was, you know, in its prime. But it's one of those things. I think Naruto became one of those things that was popular to dislike.
Yeah, because it was actually really good.
Yeah.
It was really, really good.
Yeah.
And it's still really good if you take out all the fillers.
Right,
like if you just look at it from the straight storyline, take out fillers, it is
delete fillers.
a phenomenal show.
For me, pre-time skip Naruto is peak. I'm not as fond of Shippuden. I watched all of it, I read all of it, but I think that, you know, when they were kids, when Naruto and Sasuke fought at the valley at the end, everything from the beginning, episode 1 up to that, is amazing. There's definitely great moments in Shippuden, but as a whole, I prefer OG Naruto.
I couldn't get into... no, I mean, I really like Shippuden. I think
Right.
Shippuden was really cool. But I gotta say
Dragon Ball.
that I couldn't... I haven't seen I haven't been able to watch past Jiraiya die. Like, in my world, Jiraiya's still alive.
Oh, as in like it was too much, like too like emotional.
Yeah,
kind
it
of
was
thing.
too much. Like, I got the manga, but I stopped right there. Because I
shit.
just like Jiraiya. Jiraiya
So you haven't
needs to
finished
live.
it to this day?
No, I never did.
Because
I finished Naruto, the original one.
Yeah.
But I never went back and finished.
Do you know what
Shippuden.
happens, or you don't even know?
Yeah.
okay,
I know the storyline. I know who dies. I know the story of like what ends up happening.
Yeah.
My husband and I are talking about rewatching the whole thing again though, because. But man, do you remember that Rock Lee fight with Gaara?
Of course, that's one of the best fights in the series. That's
Holy
like
shit!
come on, Rock Lee is my favorite character, by the way. Like just saying,
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
he's amazing.
one of the best fights. You know, I still remember. I remember when he took off the weights and then it hit the ground. I remember pausing the video, because it was just it was so over the top. I was like, yo, he's gonna be moving. He was wearing that the whole time. Like the reaction that the characters had in the show is the reaction I had as a kid watching that.
Oh, I remember reacting. I was just like, my jaw just hit the floor when that weights came off, and he's just like, oh my god, his superpower is about to be unveiled.
Just that's just good shit right there. You know.
That's peak. Oh my god.
But yeah, no, the Jiraiya stuff was definitely one of the great moments in Shippuden.
It had a lot of really great characters.
What do you think of the Neji is right thing? I don't
know.
The
Neji what?
Have you heard of the Neji is right? I don't know whether to call it a movement or like an ideology or like a just like a a meme, but like there's the you've never heard the term Neji is right?
Oh.
Oh, it's basically the idea that basically it's a critique of Naruto as a show. And spoiler, I adhere to I'm in the Neji is right camp. I think it's quite hard to not be in the I think it's possible to be in the Neji is right camp and still like the show, right? But basically, it's remember when Naruto fought Neji, right, in the Chunin exam?
Mm-hmm.
And a big part of Neji's whole thing is that he believed that you can only be a genius if you're born great. If you're born with the right bloodline, you know, you can work as hard as you want, but if you're not chosen, if you're not born into greatness, you will never be great, right? And then Naruto's whole thing was like, no, you can work hard and become great, and I'm going to prove it to you, right? That was the battle between them wasn't just a physical fight, but it was also a philosophical fight too. So Neji's whole thing is you got to be born great. Naruto's whole thing is you got to work hard, right? But fast forward now, it turns out that Naruto ends up being, okay, number 1, 4th Hokage's son. Number 2, Jinchuriki. Number 3, Uzumaki clan, the Uzumaki clan turns out to be like super powerful. And then on top of that, the cherry on top is that he ends up being like the incarnation of Ashura, who is like the original ninja before ninjadom even started. And so people say the Neji is right thing to basically say Neji was right. Even back then in the Chunin exam, Neji's whole point was you need to be born into greatness. But back then during the Chunin exam, we didn't know what we know about Naruto now. Naruto was just the boy with the Jinchuriki, right? But then it turned out that everything that Neji was talking about, Naruto was. And so people are like, well,
I see.
Yeah, it's kind of like a contradiction. Like Neji, yeah, that's why they say Neji is right, basically. It's not really a way to like shit on the show. It's just like a funny analysis of how that played out.
I mean, okay, I can see that being right for maybe Naruto's case, but I don't know if I agree with that as a blanket statement.
Oh, of course, yeah. But the grand irony is that what Neji was saying
he was
applied
actually
to
great,
Naruto.
right?
Yeah. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like I mean, it's kind of hard though, because like Neji might have been born into a good family, but he also had the family to teach him the ways of being great. Whereas Naruto, even though he was born into it, he actually did have to learn a lot of the things on his own, because he didn't have anybody,
True.
right? So he did have to put in the work. So I think that goes to, there's a lot of people that end up mediocre even being given the chance of being born into a good family. So I don't know, man.
But I think another thing that makes it more interesting to analyze is that the reason why Neji felt that way is because remember he was born into the slave side of the Hyuga, right? So his point
that's true.
His point was that my destiny was decided at birth. In fact, not even just that, but wasn't it the case that his dad is the twin, like what I
think he was a younger brother or something, right?
And the younger brother gave himself up or something because he was the slave family. But like had that not been the case, basically Neji would have been in Hinata's shoes and he wouldn't have been in the slave family. So his whole thing was not only does your bloodline determine your talent, but it also determines your overall destiny. And that's why it makes it look even crazier that Naruto's destiny is like so special, you know? It's just a very interesting thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because
I think
Naruto, remember, I didn't even mention, Naruto's like the boy spoken of in legend. The whole thing with Jiraiya's, the story about wasn't Jiraiya writing a book about like some kind of legendary ninja that would save the world, and then that person is basically Naruto or something? You know, basically main character stuff.
He was basically the Harry Potter of of that universe. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I think it was column A, column B thing, because like despite Neji being born in the slave family, like he was still taught a lot of that, and Naruto still had to go out. Like, I don't know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I can see that where people say it, but I don't know. I can't take away the work Naruto put in.
It doesn't make the Naruto a bad show or the character shitty.
But it does make it. It is almost like Neji is kind of predicting the future of Yeah, I see that.
What the reason why it's interesting to me is because I would like to, if I ever had a conversation with Kishimoto, I would love to know, I want to know, did you not know after you did the Chunin exam, and then as the story went on, and as you started to write more and more of Naruto's who he really is, did you not? I would want to know if he was aware that the more special you make Naruto, you're giving life to Neji's critique. Like I would just like to know if he knew that. Like, did he not know that, or did he know but he didn't care? Or because normally, when somebody in anime or stories, if somebody's like, your destiny is what matters. If you're not born, like if that's one person's philosophy, usually the goal of the main character is to undo that, is to show that no, it doesn't matter, and I'm going to prove to you. That usually is how it breaks down, right? But then it turns out that,
Right.
well, no, you're the chosen one 5 times over. Like, for 5
Yeah,
different
yeah,
reasons,
yeah.
you're the chosen one. Bro, fucking
Yeah,
guy,
like there was no
guy
other.
Sensei did 8 gates, and then Naruto brought him back to life. And throughout the entire series, we were told, when you go 8 gates, you will die. You will
It does.
die. And then Naruto's like, no, I'm the main character. Just reactivated his heartbeat.
It
It's pretty
definitely
funny.
makes Naruto seem like a hypocrite. I mean, I don't know if Naruto's a hypocrite, but I mean, because like he didn't know. I feel like he can't be a hypocrite when he doesn't know what
Yeah,
his
he doesn't know. He's not the
backstory was.
hypocrite. Yeah. I think it's more of a narrative. It's like a more narrative hypocrisy rather than Naruto
Yeah.
himself being a
Mm.
hypocritical. Because even back then, Naruto didn't know he was special. Of course, he would say, in response to Neji, of course, Naruto would say, no, you don't need to be special. Because Naruto didn't, at that time, he didn't know he was
He
the son
didn't
of the
know.
fourth.
Yeah.
All he knew is that he's got the Jinchuriki. That's it. He didn't know that the Uzumaki name is a big deal clan. He didn't know he
Hmm.
was an incarnation of Ashura. So it's more of a narrative thing where it's like the narrative contradicts it rather than Naruto
I mean,
as a person.
yeah. I mean, I think because that's the first thought I thought of too when Charlie mentioned it was Rock Lee, because I was like, well, Rock Lee worked his ass off to be, but I think the argument is in specific to Naruto. It's not saying that nobody can be good
Yeah.
or great with hard work, but
Hmm.
in Naruto's case, it was more of it ended up being more true than not.
Mm.
But man, I still don't know because Naruto didn't know.
Yeah, he didn't
You
know.
know,
Yeah.
he was never molded. But I mean, maybe him being who he is did end up bringing more stronger teachers and sages into his life, like
sure, yeah.
Jiraiya. Yeah.
Like even him being the Jinchuriki of the 9 tails, like the strongest of the Biju, right? Like that plays into it too. I mean, obviously some of this is just he is the main character, so of course he needs to have something special about him. But I think it's kind of like with Bleach as well. Like I think Naruto is a bit more egregious, but Bleach, Ichigo ended up being everything. He is special. He is a Hollow. He's a Shinigami. He's a Quincy, and then maybe some other fourth thing that I forgot about. And so sometimes I think anime protagonists, at least with shonen, sometimes they lean a bit too hard into they are special. And what one day I would like to see a good shonen that has a main character that isn't the chosen destined one, but is able to make great change and do great things. Because sometimes I wonder what are we saying about society when like a lot of our heroes in anime anyway are the most special of the most special people. Like what? Sometimes I wonder what is the social outcome, or what are we saying about life?
Oh yeah, that's kind of interesting because for me, like I've always looked at Naruto and like Ichigo and even Luffy as underdogs. Like they might have had special lineages to a certain extent, but the
Hmm.
things that they had to go through still kind of made them underdogs in my eyes. So I've always seen them as underdogs.
Right.
But I mean, yeah, I mean, I think if you really take a critical look back at their history,
Yeah.
I can see why people would definitely see
Hmm.
see it as like, well, I mean, these guys were always special. Like
Yeah.
they were
Yeah.
never not special.
Yeah. And I don't think it's a bad thing. It's fun to see play out. Like, and to some extent, shonen is power fantasy, right? Like that's part of the genre, and part of the power fantasy is having a main character who's powerful, and we need to create a reason how they became so powerful. Sometimes I just wonder why. It would be nice to see a main character shonen protagonist that isn't the chosen one in 3 different ways, just for a change.
Yeah. I think because the shows go on for so long, they just start adding a bunch of shit.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Like, I feel like when Kishimoto came out with Naruto, I don't know if the storyline was fleshed out. I think it was more that they fleshed it out as it went,
For
so they
sure,
just
yeah.
kept adding stuff,
Yeah.
which ended up being detrimental, I think, to their
Yeah.
storyline and what they were trying to prove,
Yeah.
you know?
Which is a symptom of the genre. Like most shonen ongoing shonen jump series they do that. Like they write a lot of stuff, but they can't like Oda is not apparently Oda has said that he always knows how One Piece is going to end, but
Uh-huh.
Oda is not writing from chapter 1 and he knows every story beat to the end. Like there's going to be some points where you're making it up as you go, or you're doing like one arc at a time, you know, and you just kind of piece things together. Like a lot of these stories play out like kind of not retroactively, like just as they go, you know. They're writing as they go a lot of the time. Did you know that Kaiba and Brock from Pokemon have the same voice actor?
Oh, yeah,
Oh, you
yeah.
knew? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So I always
That
find that
second
quite funny.
that second recommended video, I saw that kit. That's Matt's channel.
Give Beyblade
Waifu
some
and
love
chill,
too.
baby.
Beyblade, yeah, I watch all three all three iterations of Beyblade. Fucking Beyblade, and then Beyblade G-Force, and then G Revolution, or V, whatever it was, V-Force, and then G Revolution is what it was. Wait, did you watch the original Yu-Gi-Oh, like the regular?
I watched a little bit of it. I watched a little bit. I was
Do you know what Pot of Greed does?
no, I don't. Oh, I used to play you.
There's no way. There's no chance. You know what Pot of Greed does. Pot of Greed.
I wasn't like super into it.
Oh, it's like a meme, like because Pot. I can't believe I'm saying this. So Pot of Greed lets you draw 3 cards, right? But the funny thing is that in Yu-Gi-Oh, when they play a card in the anime, they always have to explain it. But Pot of Greed is so simple that the joke is that, you know, in episode 5, Yu-Gi-Oh could say, I play Pot of Greed, which allows me to draw 3 cards. And then in episode 7, he'll play Pot of Greed and explain it again. I play Pot of Greed, which allows me to draw 3 cards. And sometimes the way he says 3, it's as if like he highlights the number 3 as if it may have changed. Like, Pot of Greed allows me to draw 3 cards, as if it could ever let you draw 4 or 2. So he has to highlight 3 to let you know that it's 3. So it's like a running meme, like Pot of Greed, draw 3 cards.
I see.
So yeah, very stupid,
it's
nerdy
been
joke.
a long time, and I wasn't like super into it. I watched a lot of Pokemon.
Yeah,
I
same.
was like super Pokemon. Wait.
I think Pokemon OG is goated. I'm sorry. I think the original Pokemon to this day is underrated with how good it is, I think.
You're not gonna get any pushback from me because I 100% agree with you.
Yeah. OG Pokemon. Listen, when Ash lost to Richie because his Charizard didn't listen to him, that is cinema. That is Shi Jin Pingama, Bing Chiling, Bing Chiling. That's what that is, right? One of the best. Oh my goodness.
There were so many. I've actually recently, I think it was like the Butterfree episode.
Oh, when he let him go, right?
Oh my god, I cried.
Yeah, Bye Bye Butterfree. Yeah, that's a goated episode. He let so many good Pokemon go. Fucking let his Pidgeot go. His Pidgeotto evolves into Pidgeot, and he's like, wow, great. See ya. What are you doing? You know. But yeah, Pokemon is, and even Johto, like Orange Islands, and then Johto. I think maybe one season after Johto was still good, but then I think once it got to Gen 4, maybe Gen 3, 4, it was that's when I fell off.
To this day, I still remember the Drowsy and Psyduck episode.
Oh, yeah.
That was probably one of my favorites. Psyduck is my favorite Pokemon.
Psyduck is, there's a good reason why Psyduck has many fans.
Yeah, Psyduck's my favorite.
Oh my god. Do you remember the episode where Misty thought her Psyduck evolved into Golduck, but it wasn't hers? That episode was so good. And then that Psyduck was super anime with the friggin' Dragon Ball Z hyper beam at the end. And Misty's like, yo, I got a Golduck. And then it turned out that it was just a wild Golduck, and her Psyduck was hiding in. Oh my goodness. That was some good shit.
That was great.
That's just a good ass writing. This is a well written episode.
Oh, Pokemon was fantastic. Like it wasn't just popular for the sake. Like it was really good.
Yeah.
Go on. Oh, and the movies.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
The Mewtwo movie was
classic,
so
legendary.
Oh.
There's so many good episodes. One of my favorite episodes is when you know when they went to the forest where the Bulbasaurs were having the evolution season, but Ash's Bulbasaur didn't want to evolve. So it was like fighting against nature. Like the bulb is glowing the whole time. And it's kind of like puberty. It was kind of like an allegory about puberty. And at the end, that's when his Bulbasaur learned how to do Hyper Beam. But I thought that episode was so sick. And like Lieutenant Surge, Pikachu versus Raichu, goated episode.
Yeah,
so many good
there
shit.
was so many good episodes.
Yeah. What else did I like? Even the episode where he meets Charmander, because the guy leaves Charmander on the rock.
Oh, I wanted to punch that guy
Yeah.
in the face, and I still do. Oh, that episode makes me cry and
Yeah.
get me mad at the same time.
That is, yeah, he is what a loser.
Like
And he has some loser like British accent. Oi, mate, Charmander, I left Charmander on the rock, and he doesn't even realise that I don't like him. Bro, Brock should slide tackle you immediately. What are you doing?
So bad.
Charmander.
He's like in the rain, and his
Yeah, his
fucking
tail flame is
tail's
going
about
out.
to go out.
Fucking might
I'm like,
die.
no.
And
And
he
he's
tried.
still loyally waiting for
Yeah.
him. Oh.
And he tries to come back at the end like, "Oi, mate, Charmander, you're actually quite strong. Why don't you come back with me, Charmander?" And Charmander's like, "No, fuck you, bro. I'm going with
Like-
Ash now. What do you mean,
So bad.
Charmander, flamethrower?" Like, oh shit, I died.
It's okay.
I got hit with the. Namiel's like, "Listen, this ain't no fire shit over here, right? I'm a water
Yeah,
dragon."
what are you doing? This is not a Pokemon role playing club,
Yeah,
man.
get out of here with your nonsense. Deleted,
Namiel taught you
Oh,
a
man.
lesson.
destroyed. But yeah, no, there's so many good episodes.
Oh, so good. Yeah, 100%. I used to watch them both in Japanese and English
Oh, nice.
because
Nice.
my parents would buy me the box set or the
Yeah.
VHS tapes.
Yeah. I must say though, the first Japanese intro for Pokemon, that song is so cracked out. Like
Oh my
I would sing
God.
that infinitely. Yeah, just
Da, da, da. Yeah.
Too good. Too
I wish
good.
I could. I could only remember the English one. Like I know the song because I sing
Yeah.
it every once in a while. But
yeah. Like the English one is solid, but I actually think yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good song. The English one is solid, but the Japanese one is even better.
Hey,
Even
I
better.
always tell my friends that if we ever all the millennials end up in a nursing home someday, and then you throw on the Pokemon theme song,
Yeah,
bitch, that place is gonna be popping.
yeah, for sure.
Bunch of 80-year-olds going,
Yeah.
I wanna be the very best.
best. Yeah, it just holds true no matter what time in your life. Being the very best is an understandable goal.
Everyone will suddenly snap out of dementia. Exactly.
Yeah, just start breakdancing. Lava opinion. Digimon smoke. Fighters, you're just trying to trigger. You're just trying to. You're stirring the pot. I mean, Digimon was okay. Was okay. It definitely had some good moments, but if you're talking season 1, like OG Pokemon versus OG Digimon, not even close.
I will air guitar that
Not
solo
even
so hard.
close. Not a chance. To be honest, dementia for our gen might just be filled with gaming.
All of
That's
us just playing
hilarious.
Monster Hunter.
Oh, hey, what's up, C4? I didn't even notice you in the chat. But yeah, Pokemon. So many good episodes, man. Trying to think of
And
some
then for
other ones.
Charizard to not listen later
Yeah,
is
that's
wild.
just
Yeah,
like honestly,
good for him.
That's just good writing. Like, no, think
Yeah.
about it, right? Like, as a kid, most TV show, most kids shows, that would never happen. The main character would never lose, and if they would lose, they would never lose in that way. It's like you lost because you were just not ready. Your Charizard didn't listen to you, not because you lost a fight. That's just such a very ahead of its time way to deal with loss, you know.
It was a goober art style, but like the story was good. Like it was good. It was good.
Yeah.
A generation of old people in nursing homes that genuinely skibbity. That's kind
Yeah.
of scary.
Real take, Monster Rancher is better than both. Monster Rancher was dope. I'll give you that. I wouldn't even hate for somebody saying Monster Rancher is better than Pokemon, because Monster Rancher is definitely sleeper. Like, it's a sleeper hit, I mean. But I would just personally go with Pokemon over Monster Rancher. At
Honestly,
least-
I think I always say this a lot with the 90's kids generation is, I don't think, whether it's Harry Potter or Pokemon, I don't or even like Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff, I don't think anything to this day has hit as hard as like a collective worldwide phenomenon as much as like Pokemon did.
Yeah. And it will probably never happen again, to be honest.
No. That was such a special time to be alive, for real.
But because it's the triple threat. It was the anime, it was the game, and it was the Pokemon cards. And like that kind of combination of perfect storm is it's possible it could happen. It's just very, very, very unlikely. Not a lot of people realize that in the English dub of Yu-Gi-Oh, every time they say Shadow Realm, right? Like, when you lose this battle, you're going to end up in the Shadow Realm. Every time they say that, in the original Japanese, they just say you will die. Like, when you lose this duel, you die. But in the English dub, they're like, oh, we don't want our children to be hearing that the characters are going to die. So every time the word death is in the original Japanese, let's change it to the Shadow Realm, as if it's a place that you go to where you're just trapped eternally. And when I learned that, I'm like, wait, what? So you don't think that children can hear the word die and death? Like, what kind of pampering is this? You know, it kind of just...
You know, that reminds me, actually, this exact thing you're talking about on a completely different scale. You remember Tamagotchis, right?
Yeah.
So in the Japanese Tamagotchis, when the Tamagotchis died, you actually got a tombstone with a top.
Oh, okay.
To symbolize the death. Whereas in the American version or the Western version, they changed it to a little angel because they thought the death grave was too hard hitting for kids. And so I thought I just found that out yesterday. I thought it just depended on what brand of Tamagotchi you got or what generation, but it completely changed based off of
the cultural sensitivities being different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Shadow Realm does sound cooler for sure. Just Shadow Realm.
How many of you guys got the special coin in Space Jam when you got the VHS tapes?
Space Jam. I remember the Space Jam, but I don't remember there being a coin.
Oh yeah, in the VHS tape there was like a special coin that they got, like a Space Jam coin. There was like a collectible coin.
Oh.
The Japan Tamas also had sake, and it was removed for the U.S. Yeah, that's true. To this day, I refuse to watch dubbed. I can't.
Most anime I watch subbed.
I remember. Oh, I was gonna say, I remember when my friend was first introduced. Well, it was my ex actually was introducing me to Naruto, and he showed me the dubbed version, and he was like, and I'm like, no.
Oh, no.
What is this?
Believe I will not watch it. How about that?
Yeah,
no,
believe I'm done.
Yeah. Believe it.
Believe that we're broken up now. Thank you.
Yeah. I did have this conversation with my chat the other day, though. Like, I don't envy their position, though. Like, imagine your task is to localize Naruto into English, and now you have to translate that tebayo, which doesn't really mean anything. It's like it's like his unique way of saying something, right? There's not really... I mean, I'm sure they could have done a better job than Believe It, but it is quite a hard task.
Believe I'll nope out of watching. Yeah. No, it is. It totally is, and I completely understand it. But I feel like at that time, I probably would have just not added that. You know what I mean?
Oh, you would have omitted the quirk, like the.
Yeah.
Really? I reckon that probably wouldn't have been an option for them, because what do you replace it with every time he says it? Like, would it just be? Well, I guess you could. Yeah, you would just.
I think you could find a way, but I mean, like, I get it. It was for a kids show, and I don't think they thought that deeply about it.
Believe you'll catch this drop kick.
Yeah. Thank you for the follow, Salty.
Yeah. You know who is the goated okay, let me tell you who the goated localizers are. Are you ready for this? This is a cold take, not disagreeable, right?
Really?
The goated localizer, right, is Pokemon, right? You know why? Because whoever localized Pokemon, they realize, don't change Pikachu's name. Every other Pokemon, change it. But Pikachu, it's fine. I want to know who that person was. Imagine it's 1996. Pokemon is not out in the West yet. and you have a team. Your task is to take these Pokemon. You take Charmander's Japanese name. Okay, Char, like burned, Manda, Salamander, Charmander, boom. Bulbasaur, Bulb, Dinosaur, Bulbasaur, boom. And then you see Pikachu, and something in you tells you, don't change Pikachu. It will be fine. How did they know? How did they know? Because, you know what I mean? Like, what?
I wonder if it was, I don't know, but I wonder if it was because Pikachu was the flagship Pokemon, like it was the Pokemon.
Right.
I wonder if there was a rule by the Japanese team that you couldn't change the name.
Okay.
Like Pokemon was the only one that you couldn't change.
Right, yeah. Okay, yeah, fuck, you're probably right actually. Damn. I was hoping that there was some like legendary localizer who was like, I see the future. I know that everybody's gonna relate to Pikachu, even because the logic would be you're localizing these names because you want to give them a better chance to be relatable or sayable in their language, right? But if there was a legendary localizer, it's like, nah, don't worry, the whole world will get behind Pikachu. We don't need to change it to, Elec Mouse or Buzzrat, right? We don't need to change it to Buzzrat. It's Pikachu, but you're probably right. It's probably a mandate from Nintendo.
It might have been a mandate from Nintendo. That was probably the one where they drew the line. I mean, I'm not sure. That would actually be an interesting video to see if I could find.
Yeah, I would love to know that.
It's not Sweet Baby Ink.
Electric Rat would slapped, all I'm saying. Electric Rat. But the thing is, it wouldn't have been Electric Rat. It would have been... Because Charmander isn't Charred Salamander, right? Like, there would be a more unique... There would be a more finessed way to put the names together.
It would have been like Eleki Rat or something.
Yeah. Like, Bulbasaur isn't Bulbed Dinosaur. Like that... Bro, those localizers would have been fired immediately. Imagine that would have been their suggestion. I know... Bulb Dinosaur, get out of my office.
Yeah.
Get out.
Fuck off. You're done.
Fired.
You're never working in this town again.
Yeah, never in this town and in this business. Never work in this town again. And bring me Spider-Man. J. Jonah
sounds like
Jameson.
how they name Pokemon these days. That sounds like how they name Pokemon these days. Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Yeah, the current Pokemon. Oh, yeah, don't even get me started on that.
I stopped caring after...
Nope, out of that. We were talking about this with in another stream earlier as well about like why I like subs more than dubs. And one example I talk about is Death Note, right? Like the way that Ryuk sounds in English versus Japanese. It's like the localizers. It's like they have a task. You have Death Note. Localize this. Look at this character. His name is Ryuk. He's a Shinigami. He's evil. He's a demon. So he should probably sound like, hey, Light, we're going to find the Death Note and we're going to take over the world. Yeah, so evil, so evil. But in Japanese, he sounds way more jovial, like way more kind of friendly and like doesn't really care about much. He's kind of not, he's very neutral. But in English, he sounds sinister and it just misses the whole point. And I hate when anime dubs, the sound of their voice changes the personality of the character in a bit too much of a extreme way, I don't know how you feel about that.
Oh, 100%. I think maybe it's easier for me to say that because like obviously I speak Japanese, so it's kind of unfair for me to have this opinion, but like I was watching Solo Leveling today and the main character Jinwoo, like his voice actor is phenomenal. Like the emotions are crazy. Like I don't know. There's just something about Japanese voice actors are just they're just so top notch in what they do.
Yep.
And I don't know. Because I just can't get myself to watch anything that's not that's even like the Ghibli stuff. Like I still to this day I know Christian Bale did Howl and he's like an A-list actor, but he's not Howl to me.
Right. C4 says, I don't think he sounds sinister. I would say he has a raspy voice. Yeah, I think me saying sinister is more like my interpretation of the raspiness, right? Like I get a sinister feeling. I can understand not everybody will get a sinister feeling, but I think that the average localizer would look at Ryuk's character design, and I don't blame them. Kakashi is the same. Kakashi is the same from Naruto. Oh, he's a ninja with a mask. Let's give him a mysterious sounding voice. But Kakashi in Japanese is more. There is some kind of mysteriousness to him, but he is also quite jovial in his own. Like when Kakashi is making jokes in English, it doesn't hit the same as when Kakashi is making jokes in Japanese. Like the jovial nature of Kakashi is super apparent, whereas in English is completely lost because they went for a more, oh, I wear a mask, so I'm sinister. I am Hatake Kakashi, the son of the White Fang. I have the Sharingan in my left eye. Naruto, a ninja who abandons his friend, is underneath dirt. Like, there's no color and warmth to his voice. Yeah, I'm Kakashi. I'm mysterious. I have a mask. Yeah, it's just interpretation, right? Because I would critique the translated X-Men anime. Yeah, but us critiquing that may also be a result of us being native English speakers. So and likely us first coming in contact with X-Men via English. So sometimes the first thing you see of the thing it just sets in your brain. And even if the second version of it is better or just as good, sometimes it's just hard to see it. I think sometimes that's part of it too.
So I need to get some stuff from the bone and Coral Highlands. So I'm just gonna farm a little bit here.
I'll do some bone picking.
Bone picking.
Picking the bones.
Thanks for hanging out with me for so long, dude.
No worries, yeah. I want to watch a bit of Evangelion and then get some sleep. I'll probably bounce in like 10 minutes or something. So, but I'm very grateful you had me on. Pretty fun.
Yeah, it was fun to just chill and talk, huh?
Yeah, true, but that could go both ways. Yeah, I agree. I think oftentimes both ways, whether if English is the first thing you saw, that's probably going to set in the mind, and then same with Japanese, you know.
Yeah.
I think we spoke about this before, like I think there are some rare cases where, like, I've never been a fan of how Goku and the Saiyans sound in Japanese. It just doesn't, big burly Goku muscular man, literally voiced by a woman and screeching in that way, like Kame, like I could never, but I'm sure for some people they just love the Japanese one more than the English because it's what they saw first.
Yeah. A lot of characters are voiced by I wonder why that is. I always wondered that.
Yeah.
Because like even Ash Ketchum was female.
Yeah. Bart Simpson is female.
Or Bart Simpson is female.
Yeah. I think for the if it's because they want to give that male just a more high pitched sound, I get it. But I just don't get that decision for Goku. Maybe when Goku was a kid in original Dragon Ball, yes, but when he became an adult, I'm not sure about that decision. It's a weird. Oh wait, no, yeah, in Japanese, yeah, when he became an adult, yeah, because in the English one, adult Goku is voiced by a male, and makes.
Oh
makes
yeah,
a bit more sense.
Rugrats. Yeah.
Although
Yeah,
Japanese Japanese Frieza is like Japanese Frieza is a goated voice actor, period. Like the stuff that he's done, he's the voice of Mayuri from Bleach. I think he's one of the JoJo's character. There's another guy, I think Norio Wakamoto is also another legendary voice actor. He did Cell, he did some other like legendary, I think one of the guys from Gurren Lagann. But yeah, Frieza's voice actor is like, when you highlight him, you're highlighting one of the greats, basically. But yeah, nice community. Thanks again, Kitspy, for having me. Very, very grateful.
Of course.
Awesome stuff.
So Earthbender, Carly. Yeah, everyone, make sure to go check. If you haven't followed him, make sure to go take a look at. I hope I spelled that right. But yeah, make sure to go check him out. He plays Monster Hunter. He's doing Path of Exile. The other day I saw you doing Sonic.
I was just showing. I wasn't playing Sonic. I was showing. C4, one of the viewers, the scene, the origin of the oh no, when Knuckles says oh no, I was showing him where it came from. But I am a Sonic enjoyer. I grew up playing Sonic too, so there's definitely Sonic has a special place somewhere in my chest. Maybe there's a heart nearby. Who knows? But yeah, no, I appreciate that, guys. I'll leave you to it. And eat well, drink well, dream well, sleep well, and take care. All that good stuff.
All right. Yeah, we'll catch up off stream.
Yes. All right. Take care.
Thank you.
See you.
Bye.